Hi, welcome to my channel. This is June in Lace. My name is Ruta. I am a knitter from Latvia, and this is my very first video. So thank you so much for choosing to click on it. I do have a little task for you. I think it might be really fun if you commented whether you're my first or second or third subscriber, because I'm not too sure if any will subscribe at all, but if you do, thank you so much. You're the first ones. I do have quite a lot of things knitted so far. I thought it might be fun to start my channel with a roundup, because I think it's a good idea to start channel at the beginning of the year, but since I missed that deadline, we're in the middle-ish. I know that it's end of July, but we can still consider that it is mid-year. So this is going to be my mid-year review, if you will. I do have quite a lot of things. I did try to sort them, organize them for better display purposes. And so here they are. I will go through the categories instead of the timeline, because I feel like timeline is not so relevant. So I prefer going through my accessories, my jumpers, my slipovers. So that will be the setting. So I moved you a little bit further so you can see the knitwear mountain right next to me. And I'll be going through accessories first. I'm not too sure if I will keep this setup, if I will like it, but I'll test it out. Today is very rainy, cloudy day, so it's not the best light. I do have maybe some shinier spots in the house, but that's for the days when we actually have sun, and it's not today. I will be starting with my very first knit of the pile. It's very at the top. So this is in the category accessories, because I don't really want to necessarily put it in toys category. I only have one toy made this year, so it's this bunny right here. I did make it just before the Easter. I think it was pretty good Easter decoration for me. It's made out of Drops alpaca. It only took one skein to make, apart from the scarf that he has on. But as you can imagine, that did not take much yarn at all. This bunny has some pearl eyes and then embroidered nose on him. And at the back, he has a little tail going on. Not much else I'm gonna say about it. So let's move to the next finished object. I did not mention this, but I have 18 finished objects. So we might be in here for a while. So if you want, go grab a drink, go grab your knitting, because I love to watch knitting videos with myself knitting along. And if you are the same, you're welcome to do so, and let me know what you're knitting and what's your favorite accessory so far this year. My next accessory is these mittens. These are super oversized, very fluffy, from a teddy yarn. I got this yarn in Oslo, and it was from Pickles. So it was a very nice shop. I don't know much about it. I know that this is merino with something else, but basically like a merino-based teddy yarn. I really love the color. Has nice texture. And let me just put these on. Here we are. Nice, simple knit. Was pretty quick to knit up. Probably took me a day each mitten. To go with the mitten, I also made the headband. I used it quite a lot in the winter. I even went skiing. It's quite nice. It is a bit wind through. I would probably recommend making it double, like knit it a bit wider and then fold it. But so far I've not done that. I just left it like this, and it's really nice. I mean, honestly, I didn't think if I would use it that much, but I used it a ton, and I would definitely make another one. But again, I would probably knit it double. It's from the same yarn as the mittens, and I still have some leftovers of this yarn in my stash, so I might come up with an idea where I can use it the best. Look, I'm not a big sock knitter, but I've knit some socks at the beginning of the year, and these are them. This yarn is, again, a little bit more special than just your regular yarn shop wool, because I got this in Lisbon, so it comes all the way from Portugal. It's very popular sock brand there. I'll put the name here. So yeah, I mean, I got it as a souvenir. I'm pretty pleased with this look of the socks. I used free pattern from Ravelry, and I think it was called Leap Year Sock. So if you're interested, you can find it on Ravelry, but I really like the texture of it. And of course, the dyeing of the, I'm not even sure, maybe it's not even a dyeing. I think it might be also just natural gradient of the color, but it looks really, really nice. Then another pair. I bought some fancy yarn from my local yarn shop, and this is silk merino base. I think it's very nice. It's from Katia Studios, and it has this nice color gradient on it. And initially I thought I'm gonna knit these for myself, but they turned out a little bit big because of the rib. They're very elastic. And so I decided that I'll knit them a little bit longer on the feet and give these to my husband. He has not worn these just yet because it's summer, but I hope he will in comes autumn. Second to last accessory I've made this year so far is this collar. This is from Kutavakika book. I knitted over, I think, 2 or 3 days on evenings because I wanted something that's an accessory. And I've not made anything like this before. Looks to be a little bit challenging to put on. Well, you can pretty much see how it would look on. I have not worn this ever, unfortunately, but I need to think of ways to styling it. I thought it's going to be a very nice summer piece, but summer came and I haven't really found that much use of it. But I'm glad I made it because it did teach me some new techniques. Like I was saying before, I was not making anything like this before, and yeah, it was a fun knit. It also was a one skein project. It was from leftovers drops yarn that I had in a stash. So this is Drops Bell. By the way, most of the products that I've knitted is from Drops. Very budget friendly, very affordable, easy to get yarns. And only now I think I am getting more expensive ones. But yeah, my base yarn is always Drops. Last thing in accessory pile is this. I made the scarf part very long. This is made initially of 4 skeins Drops Air, but I ran out a skein and then I thought I might just order one to finish, to make the scarf extra long. And they did send me completely different dye lot, which of course is expected, but it's so different that you can visibly see where one ends and the other one starts. I was quite surprised when I received it. I even double checked whether I ordered the same color, but it is the same color. It's just completely different. I made this, of course, inspired by the extremely popular Sophie hood, but I didn't want to pay for the pattern, so I found free version on Drops Design. However, I did make a few adjustments. Like I was saying, the scarf length, I did not really follow the increases, decreases there. I was kind of going by what I want it to look like. And then I also made the hood part double, so I held 2 skeins just so my ears would be super protected. So when I go outside in the winter in Latvia, it can go down to -20, -25. So I wanted this to be really warm as possible. So I did hold 2 of them together and it created this super thick hat part. So yeah, I'm very pleased with it. Again, I haven't really worn it just yet, other than taking few pictures, but I will once the winter arrives. And here we go, we are finished with the accessories section, so the next section on the top of my pile is skirts. I only have one skirt made this year, but this is this floor-length lace pattern skirt, which is really nice. This is a project that I have worn few times now and more to come until the autumn, because I like it. This again is from Drops Bell and it's knitted on, I think, 3 or 3.5 millimeter needles, like tiny. But it took me, I think, a month or 2 to knit up. And then I added a little underskirt in it. It's just attached with a little hand sewing there because I did not want to expose my bottom as much. But then when it goes down to the leg part, it has no lining, so you can see my leg. I think it's very cute. This one's also pretty easy to style. I like to style it with just a black cotton tee, and I think this will have a lot of use in my wardrobe. In the accessories category, I forgot to mention that I made wrist warmers as well, but I gave those as a gift, so I no longer have those. But that's it in skirt department as well. I only made one skirt so far. And we can move on to slipover or vest category. I also have one finished object in this category. So this is inspired, this is pretty much an Amy slipover, but also I did not get a pattern for it. I thought that I can just eyeball it, and I pretty much did. This is again yarn from Norway. This is Pickles yarn, and it's merino tweed. You can see the tweedy parts in the fabric. Looks very nice. It's super soft. It's extra warm. I have worn this multiple times, and it's very, very good for the cooler days of spring. And it will definitely have more uses in autumn as well. It does look dark, so you can't really see the details of it, but it has some details. You can see that I have a neck shaping here going down. The rib is 2 by 2, and then here next to the edge there is some purling, and then I picked up stitches to make the finishing of the tie. And yeah, this is very good, very soft, very trusty slipover. The only slipover I've knitted so far, but I have plans to knit some more this year. Now, the next category is a bit bigger. It's my tops category, and I've made a matching top for the skirt. I've not worn this together because I'm not too sure if I like it or not. The style is not maybe my cup of tea. This has very wide sleeves and it's very fitted. It's not also the best top I've ever made. This is self-drafted. It has a split hem at the end. I kind of like it, but if you ask me on a 10 scale, I would put it somewhere 6. It's again Drops Bell. I think it has a potential. I might wear it and I might start liking it, but so far it's just sitting in my closet with no good use. Next top that I have is not a knitwear. It's my first ever crochet project. I wanted to try to crochet a top, and if we're talking about not so good projects that I've finished, this is also one of them. As you can see, that armholes are extremely wide, and it's not my style as well, but it was dear to me because it's my first crochet project. But I think I might rip it back. This is made from Drops Merino cotton, so the yarn is really nice. It feels really soft and wearable and breathable. It's just not in this finished object form. Then I have another summer top. This is again Drops Bell. You can see that I have had a Drops Bell summer so far. This is just again self-drafted top made in 2 colors just by knitting 8 rows with one color and 8 with the other. This one I really like. I've used multiple times. I've worn it to work as well. So I actually got a lot more use than I initially thought. It is a bit thick though. Like, I think I knitted on size 4 needles, but the fabric is, even though it's breathable, it's cotton linen, it is on a heavier side. The last top I have is this one. It's again Drops Bell. This is inspired by Drops design. Again, free pattern, and I just adjusted the way the front is looking because I wasn't impressed with the 1x1 ribbing. I just wanted it to look a little bit more clean. So I think in this way it does. If you wash it, it does tend to roll, but you can steam it out really good. For this one, I have no complaints. I think this is the best summer top I've made so far. It is a lighter version of the previous one as well, because I made this on 5mm needles instead of 4. So my finished object is more drapey and more airy and more flowy. So I'm really impressed by it. I did make it while I was on my holiday. I went with it to Cyprus. I started it on the plane and it took me less than a week to make. So it was really fast and really good. And now I have a souvenir from that trip that I can still wear in the summer here. My last category is knitted jumpers. I have again quite a few of them. I think I have 4, and I will start with the most recent that I finished. I haven't worn this just yet because again this is 100% merino. This is Big Merino by Drops. The pattern is from Kutava. I purchased this solo without any like a book or anything, so I bought it from the website. I had it for I think a year and a half and I never used it, but now I thought I have the yarn for it, and I think it worked out pretty good. This is the first jumper I've made that has short rows in it. Usually I just skip them because I don't think that I can do such a good job with making them, but in this one you can't see anything. Like, this is the back part with the short rows, but it's so good incorporated into design that there is no lines, no nothing, no bunching. It's just very clean look. And then you can see that it sits very nicely, that the back is higher than the front. So I think I'm over my fear of German short rows, and I will do them in the future as well. So that was my confidence gaining jumper, if you will. I have this white jumper that I've made at the end of the winter. This is a combination of two yarns. This is Drops brushed alpaca with Drops alpaca. So it's basically alpaca jumper, and it's very nice with this delicate cable pattern all over it. This again was a free pattern from Drops, but I modified it. I modified the neckline. It's not my proudest neckline I've ever made, because at the beginning I made it just single, but then I realized that the weight of the jumper is too big and I don't want it to stretch out too much, and I thought I better make this double. So I pretty much cast it on along the side of the neckline and added just the same length that I had before, but I folded it and then I attached it from the inside. It's not the neatest again, but it looks pretty good on, and no complaints here. It is oversized on all aspects of oversized garments. So it has oversized body, it has oversized sleeves. It's very comfortable. Yeah, I really liked this pattern on it, so it was definitely a no-brainer for me. Once I saw it, I was definitely adding this to my queue, and I'm super glad that I have it now. If I'm not mistaken, then this is the first jumper I've knitted of the year. And again, this is a little bit oversized on the body and definitely oversized on the sleeve. So it's very comfortable, it's very elastic, drapey. This is Drops Puna yarn and it's alpaca yarn. This is the first attempt for me to make a circular yoke jumper. I am overall happy with it. I really like how the cables are on this one. Cables are just my iteration of multiple cables and patterns that I saw, so I basically added them all together and kind of created my own design. But this again is not the jumper that I've worn the most. I find that I don't really like circular yokes that much. I don't think they look that nice on me. I will definitely have a use for it in the winter. I like the color of it. I think it's very drapey. It did take way more yarn than I initially thought, but I assume that's because of the cables. But look at the cable work, that is very nice. It also has a stretchy bind off. I find that very useful these days. I like clothes to be comfortable and I don't want to struggle putting them on. And my final finished object of the year is this cotton merino jumper. This is from Line Edition Journal that was discounted to 10 euros. It has multiple patterns that I like, and this is definitely one of them. I'm very glad that I made it. It's again with very nice neckline shaping. It doesn't have short rows, but it has like shaping before you join it. So it's basically worked, the back is worked first, you do a little bit of it, and then you go back and knit the front, and so that makes the back a little bit longer. I'm not sure if I'm explaining this like understandably, but yeah, this is one of the last jumpers I've made. I'm very happy about it. I've used it a lot. I wasn't too sure if this green will be my color, but I think it is. What do you think? And it's easy to style with jeans, with trousers, with shorts. This again was a little bit of a surprise how much yarn it ate while I was making it. I initially bought 8 skeins, which was not nearly enough, so I finished those 8 and then I ordered another 6, and I think I used most of those 6 too, so it comes out as 14 skeins in total. And for this jumper I also did a little bit of adjustment. In the pattern it was 1 by 1 rib, but I just prefer 2 by 2, at least for now, so I made that. And then at the bottom, I also made it double folded. And I added some elastic in it. It's basically like a sweatshirt type of finishing. And it's cropped. I would say that this has the most ideal fit of all the jumpers I've made this far this year. And that's all. That concludes all my knitting so far. I in total have made 18 objects. Splitting by category, it's 4 jumpers, 4 tops, 1 vest or a slipover, and 7 accessories plus a gift, and 1 skirt. So it makes 18 objects. So thank you so much if you stayed till the end. And let me know which of these are your favorite one. Which would you add to the queue? Was there any styling tips that you have for the finished objects that I don't have that much use of for now? Maybe for the knitted collar, let me know. And again, thank you so much for choosing to click on this video. This is my very first video of the channel, so I'm very glad and very happy that you're here. If you stayed till the end, even more thank you, and consider subscribing. If you do subscribe, add it in the comments whether you were the first, second or third subscriber of the channel. And thank you again, and I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye!